A few years back, I saw this movie called In Time. And it was basically a sci fi flick about the rich who lived forever, but the poor people died young. And they had a clock in their arm. I think it would limit at like 25 years. And the way they would get paid for their work is in additional time. But I think no matter what, at 25, it would just end. They would die. That movie really made me think about how we live our lives. Think about it for a second. The wealthy, I'm sure they work hard as well, but they have an entirely different experience versus us, the regular folks. Now, why is that? Think about the level of access that they have to the basics like food and shelter, but it's probably of much higher quality. As is the medicine, they probably have more fun vacations. Perhaps they have more free time to entertain themselves with. They certainly have access to assistance that take away some of the mundane day-to-day activities, things of no consequence that would bother them, that are part of the living experience to us. Now, for me, like everyone else, I spent a ton of time working overtime over the years, either saving up for the house down payment or putting kids through college, whatever, just like everyone else. But something about this movie really, really struck me. It made me see our world that we live in a way that is designed to control our time, basically to take away our ability to control it. And we are, right? We are stuck in this perpetual grind, working hard our entire life with this promise of a retirement. When you get there, you rest for a brief moment in time, and then we fade away. Does it really have to be this way? When you think about this, was this by design? I don't remember getting to vote on this. Did you? Like, it's just there, right? And we live that way without questioning this. Now, I'm always curious to hear from other people about what they think about this. Like, did they find a way to somehow deal with this in a better way? Maybe they have a better understanding. I'd be curious to hear from you, so please drop a comment below. Now, for me, being a data geek that I am, it made me want to think about how to optimize my life according to a model. And so I ended up creating a spreadsheet, a time optimizer, that has a number of variables that I think are important to understand when you look at your life as sort of a spreadsheet model. So I have a number of variables here. There's the time you spend on work. There's the time you spend on your interests. There's the time you spend sleeping. And then your income and expense or expenses. And there are a couple additional variables to the side. But for the purpose of illustrating this, you'll see that there's a relationship between all these numbers, all these variables, that in retrospect will make a lot of sense, but it's not always that intuitive unless you see it visually. Now I do have another video where I do a deep dive on the spreadsheet model and show you the relationships between the variables. For me, this model has allowed me to pivot and change my life to work less, live better, and gain some time back for myself, which after all is our most valuable asset. And I want you to gain time back for yourself as well. By the way, this entire channel is all about practical shortcuts, tips, ideas, strategies to optimize for your time, ways to have better work-life balance, work less, still get a lot of things done, and gain that most valuable asset you have. Gain back your time. In a way, I want you to control the outcome. Now, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing and like the video. Now, I want to leave you with some parting thoughts from someone named Naval Ravikant. He's a successful entrepreneur, a little bit of a philosopher. He was on Joe Rogan about 4 years back. I'll make sure to include the link to the video in the description, but it was spectacular. Like, this guy is so interesting. Just listening to him talk about the time and everything else. He's kind of one of those like one name brands where like Elon, Oprah, Trump, The Rock. I guess The Rock is 2 words. You get it. But he has a number of these quotes. I gotta read them verbatim. So here we go. I'll put them up on the screen too. Value your time. It's all you have. It's more important than your money. It's more important than your friends. It is more important than anything. Your time is all you have. Do not waste your time. Spot on. Next one. The clear thinking comes from having time to reflect and to pursue your genuine intellectual curiosity. Makes sense. Because if you're busy, you don't have time to think clearly. Here's the next one. It's only after you're bored you have the great ideas. It's never going to be when you're stressed or busy, running around or rushed. Make the time. Like, I live this. Now, Naval's perspective has really helped me to come to terms with time and how important it really, really is. As a result of that, I made a number of pivots. And again, I'm hoping that I can help you change your life in some way. Perhaps assist you in making some of those pivots with some of the ideas I'm sharing that will allow you to gain your time back, that will allow you to start thinking about how to optimize your time, your life, so that you can work less, live a better life, and gain your time back. I hope you enjoyed this, so please leave me a comment, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one where I do a deep dive on the time optimization model. See you then.